In just 2 hours, the Senate Banking Committee is scheduled to hear from the CEOs of America's biggest banks, including the heads of J.P. Morgan, Bank of America, Citigroup, Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo, and Goldman Sachs. Joining us right now for what he wants to hear from the executives is Banking Committee ranking member, Pennsylvania Senator Pat Toomey. Senator, always good to see you. What questions do you have for the bankers today?
Well, several. I think, first of all, I think we know that our Democratic colleagues will use this as an occasion to attack capitalism itself. I think we'll hear a great deal of criticism about banks for having bought back stock. Buying back stock is, in my view, a completely acceptable and, in fact, at times completely appropriate mechanism for simply returning money to the people who own the company. One of the things I'm hoping for, and I will urge these guys to do, is stand up and defend capitalism. Embracing this idea of stakeholder capitalism actually undermines real capitalism, and they know that. And I hope they will defend the system that has created more opportunity and prosperity than any other system. And it is under threat. Let's be honest, right? A very substantial share of elected Democrats either openly consider themselves socialists or they espouse socialist policies. And if you had a vote today on the Senate floor to ban stock buybacks, that might pass. That's how bad the situation is. So one thing I'm going to urge these guys to do is stand up and tell the story that needs to be told. They're in a unique position to do so. And avoid the sort of appeasement of this whole movement that I see in some cases where I think political agendas are starting to creep into banking policy. So I think on our side of the aisle, you're going to hear a lot of questions about whether or not social and cultural and political issues are driving the allocation of credit, because there's a concern that that allocation isn't necessarily going exclusively based on market conditions, but rather it's influenced by this other agenda. And, that's a concern. So those will be several of the issues I think we'll touch on.
Senator, I think every one of the bankers would agree with you when it comes to buying back shares, that would be a policy they'd be happy to defend. But I think you touched on it at the end, that your side of the aisle is going to be looking for much more than that, much more than just defending capitalism and their way of doing business. There's going to be the counter movement to what some of the left has been bringing, this idea that woke corporations are going to get called out if they try to appease what that side is going for. So I wonder if this is going to be anything more than these guys are just going to get called in front of you today, and they're going to be whipping boys and women when it comes to these bankers who are standing there, because each side wants them to agree with them and say that they are correct on this. So there's no way that they're going to be able to thread the needle and walk through this today.
It's going to be tough. And, yeah, it's going to be coming at them from both sides. But let's be honest, that is kind of what you invite if you wade into really what are political issues. And in some cases, I think they've done that. I mean, corporate executives coming out and publicly disparaging the Georgia election law while being silent about the fact that New York, Connecticut, Delaware, they have less liberal voting regimes. And these businesses have thriving businesses in, say, Hong Kong, where the Chinese government has basically destroyed democracy and personal freedom and freedom of expression. And we just hear crickets about that, but they're going to attack very modest and sensible modifications in Georgia's law. So it's that kind of inconsistency that rankles folks, frankly. So I do think these guys will be hearing from both sides.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.